All right, everyone got this? Okay. So we're going to not destroy the original data, just in case you need that again. But what you're going to want to do is open up a new sheet. This one, you can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it the necessary data. It really doesn't matter what you call it. Right. So we're going to go into your shipments. Is everyone good at this point? Anyone not have this opened up yet? Okay. All right, I'm going to start going. Holler at me if you need me to slow down. Okay.
Slow down.
You're recording this, right?
It is recording. Okay. All right, so what we're going to want to do first is only pull over the stuff that we need. And so it's going to be starting here at origin city. You're going to want that. You're going to want the origin state, zip, latitude, longitude. And you're also going to want destination city, state, zip, latitude, and longitude. Okay, so you're going to want all of that and hit Control Shift down to get all that all the way down to the bottom row. Copy it. Pop it over. Highlight all these rows. Just them all. All right. Everyone good on that? Okay. Next, you're going to come to the end here and you're going to create a new column called lane ID. Here, we're going to push together some information. Okay, so to create a lane ID, we're just literally making this up out of nothing. So we're going to use the concat function. Okay, and what concat does is it pushes the text of multiple cells together. Okay, so you're going to want to click over here underneath origin zip, hit a comma, and then we're going to, just to keep it separate and make it a little easier in our brains, because basically we're going to take the two zip codes, smash them together, and that's your lane ID. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. But to simplify that a little bit, take this origin one, then we're going to put a underscore, whatever that line on the bottom is. So to insert that, you need to do the quote marks that we want to put in, and the quote marks again, and then a comma. Okay, and then we're done with that. Then you hit the same row under destination zip code, close it off, hit enter. Now I have a lane ID. Okay, any questions on that? Go to the corner, double click, and it's going to fill it all the way down to the bottom of your data. Good. Okay, we are going to pull over one more column of data now. So go back into shipments. We want the weight. It's going to help a little bit. So just take that for weight. Control Shift down to copy it all. Go back into the necessary data and paste. Okay, and that should be it for this sheet. Any questions? We all good?
What did you do for the weight? Can you show the formula for weight?
So
Oh, you just grabbed it.
yes, I just went back over here. If you click it, including the label, if you want that, Control Shift down, it'll select everything underneath it, and you can just copy it right over. All right, so now that we have this sheet, we're going to create another sheet that we're going to use data from here. Okay, so create another sheet. This one is calling shipments modified, but once again, call it what you want. So, for people that know Tableau, there might be an easier way to do all this, but this is what we were taught by Professor Pixton, was his name, last year. And so I'm just setting you guys all off on the same base level that we were set up for last year. Okay. So we have this. What we're going to want to do when we start off is we are going to, in this first column here, we're going to add a couple columns, right? So here we're going to add shipment ID. We're going to add this one that says origin or destination. Okay, trust me. And here, we'll put it in we're gonna put our lane IDs over here. Once again, I'm not 100% sure why he set it up like this last year, but I'm just doing the same thing, so I hopefully don't mess it up, all right? So we have that. So shipment ID, origin or destination, lane ID. All right, next, we're gonna go to this necessary data tab that we did everything on. And we're gonna take half of the data, okay? So we're only gonna take the origin city, origin state, zip, latitude, longitude, okay? So now that's all we're gonna take. We'll shift down to collect all of it. Put it in right there. Then go back to here. The data that we had and the necessary data. Get your lane ID, place the data underneath it. Copy all that over. Oh, hold on. I did this when I was practicing. Okay. When you get into here, you're going to right click, you want to paste values. Then you just have the numbers in there. All right, we good? Have a second, I drink some water. Okay. So now what I would do is go through here and we're going to rename all of these columns because we're not just going to have the origin city. What we're going to do after we kind of set up a few more steps is we're going to take all the destination, city, state, zip, latitude, longitude, and we're going to paste it underneath all of this. Okay, so I would go in, so you don't confuse yourself later, and change all of these to just say city and state, zip, things like that. So just take out origin. I'm sure there's a faster way to do that, but here we go. Once you have that done, we're going to, so under this column where it says origin or destination, go there and we are going to type in origin because these are all origin points, right? Yeah. So that should be able to double click on that. And then it'll fill all the way down to the bottom of the data that you have showing that all these are origins, okay? And then for shipment IDs, we're just going to give these all shipment ID number now of 1 through whatever it is, right? So however you want to do that, make sure it fills all the way properly. I usually do multiple numbers. See that it's going to drag and create new numbers, then double click, drag all the way through. So now you can see all the way down at the bottom is shipment number 40,566. Okay.
You're doing great.
You good? Okay, not getting any feedback, so hopefully that's a good thing. Or just I'll wait till I leave and change it. Okay. Now you're gonna want to. So this is something that I do. It's not necessary, but so the thing is, so we're going to be copying all that data to the bottom, right? Once all that data is copied to the bottom, you're not going to be able to easily jump to that point. Okay. So what I do is I come out here a couple rows. I just put in a thing called midpoint, like indicator or whatever. That's spelled wrong, but I don't care. They have that nice color, so it stands out in my brain, right? I go to this data, hit control down, it'll drop you to the bottom of the table. Now hop over to the same column that you're in. Type in midpoint or something, right? So basically what that does, once you have a full data set and you have both things stacked on top of each other, if you're trying to get into the middle, you can click anywhere in there, hit control down, it'll take you to the midpoint, control up, take it to the top. Right? So this is just ours, just getting yourself around the spreadsheet a little bit, okay? And yeah, and when we're, after we copy everything down, we're gonna add another one at the bottom there, it just says endpoint. Easy hop down there if you need. So Okay, once you got that. Now we're going to go back to our necessary data and we're going to copy over what we have here. So now this is where we need our destination city, but you don't want the labels this time, just the actual data. City, state, zip, latitude, longitude. Control shift down, you can get all that stuff there. Control C to copy. It's modified. Here we are. We want to get down to the bottom of all this data, so you can do it on the data or under indicator. We started with city, so you're going to go where the city is. Control V, copy it, and now it's all there. Okay, so now you're still all in the same order as you were at the beginning. Okay, so want, don't have to. Over here, have a little endpoint, which is easy enough to get to just by following the data itself, but how my brain works, so if you want. So now you can see because I have that midpoint indicator, you hit control up, now it brought us right in here to where our midpoint is, okay? Next, now we have that over. We're gonna go to lane IDs. And we need to copy these same lane IDs down below because it's part of the same shipment, right? Because we've just taken the shipments, we've split it in half, right? So take the data under it, control shift down, that's going to give you everything. Control C, click on this first row, control V. And it's all in there, okay? Once we have that, then you're going to want to go right here. So if you remember at the top, this column is origin or destination. So now everything above this line, above the midpoint is the origin. So right here, type in dest for destination and fill it to the bottom. Okay, so now you have all of this here. It all says destination. So you got that. Next thing we're going to want to do is we need to do the same thing. We need to give them the same shipment numbers as above. So you can copy and paste, or you can do 1, 2, 3, you can fill it again, however you prefer. But what you need to do is make it so it's all the same shipment numbers, right? So now we've just basically taken this whole thing that we had, split it in half, brought the data underneath, okay? Okay, and then last thing that we're going to do, we're going to go back to the necessary data page and take the weight column. Okay, so we're going to take all this, copy it, put it right next to the longitude. Yeah, right there. Okay, now remember that we now have the shipments are split into 2, but it's only 1 weight. So we don't want to copy this and put it down for all the destinations as well, because later as you're in Tableau, that will give you, it'll show that you have double the amount of weight that you actually shipped. Okay, we don't want that. So what you're going to want to do is go back to that midpoint. You can follow this column that you just barely created to get there. You're going to just type in 0. Okay. Now this, take that 0 and fill it. Yeah, should work. Double click on it. It's going to fill all the way down to the bottom as 0 for that. And that's just all to help. That's the help in Tableau. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet that the Professor Pixon gotten for us. So make sure you have it saved in a place that you can find it. Because now we're going to go to Tableau. So we had Tableau, you had some issues with it, whatever it is, get that. Hold on. Myself. Is there any question on the Excel data before we move on?
Yeah, can you do that last part you did again? The I? Or sorry, with the far right, just side of the longitude. What did you do there?
Putting in the weight. Is that what we're talking
Is
about?
that what you did? Okay, I missed that.
Okay. Yeah, so under necessary data, right, we pulled the weight over. I just took that weight, copy, pasted it right here next to the longitude. Then you don't want to paste it twice, right? Just because it's in the shipment, you don't want to double count your weight. So when you go down to the bottom half where it's at destination, you come here, type in a 0, and then fill that 0 all the way down to the bottom. Got it. Yeah.
Just make sure I understand, the line ID, is it just to be able to group them by like this point, all of the shipments that happen between those 2 points?
Somewhat, yeah. So it's something that we use, that we're gonna use in Tableau as a filter here in just a second. So. Okay. All good? All right. So you have Tableau open. What you're gonna want to do is under connect on this left side here, go down to a file in Microsoft Excel, click on that. Then you're gonna want to go to wherever you just saved your information. Forgot. You might have to close your spreadsheet if you have it all through OneDrive and everything. Yeah, now when you're opening these things up, just give it just a little bit of time to kind of do its thing. Because you are pushing over a lot of data. Okay, once you get to this screen here, you all good? We need to wait for a second, or are we good to keep going? Okay, once you're on this sheet here, you're going to want to pull over the modified shipment data that we just created. So where it says shipments modified, you're going to click and drag. So just click it, drag it over, let go, and then give it a couple seconds, depending on how fast your computer is, to load that in. Okay. Voila, magic. Okay. Everyone got that? Okay, so if you'll notice where you're at right now, in the bottom left corner here, this is the data source. Okay. Now, if you go to sheet 1, you click on that, this is where you can actually start to do something. Okay. Here's the part that I might mess up. That's going to be great to have Adriana here. So I did it a couple times right before class. Adriana, what did I say? I am so sorry. Adriana. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Adriana. Okay. So once you're here, now let's see if we did this right. Okay. So first what you're going to want to do is take the latitude down here. You want to drag it over to rows up here at the top. Okay. Now it says average. We don't want the average. That's not actually helpful. Click on the little down arrow. Right here, right now, you're clicked on measure and it gives you the average, right? So when you're using other data, you can do all sorts of stuff, sum, average, median, right? Kind of like a pivot table. Okay, but here instead, you can click on dimension. All right, trust me and hope this works. Now you're going to come back over here where it says longitude, and you're going to drag that over to column. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now, it still says average, so you need to go to here and click dimension. That should get you this. All right. Does everyone have a map in front of them? Telling you guys, first time I did this, I felt like a caveman that just found fire for the first time. So like, okay, so now to show you how messed up the current Blue Star distribution services are, what we're going to do next, you see down here at the bottom, there's a few things that are italicized. This is things that Tableau is helping you with. So where it says shipments modified count, right? You guys see that right there? You're going to click and drag, but where you're going to drag it to is right here where it says size. Drop it in. Okay. So now you have different things. So your biggest circles right now are pretty sure those are all your origin points because those are in there the most. And so this is creating a different size to your circle, right? Then what you're going to want to do is that lane ID that we created, that's going to be up here. You take lane ID and you're going to drag it over to detail. Then, now that you're here, well, I believe the last step, it says automatic here. Instead of automatic, you're going to want to click on that little drop down arrow and go to line. Ta-da. This is currently what Blue Star is doing. This is why you are being brought in to save them money back. Any questions?
What's wrong with that?
About $17 million worth, at least.
Adriana, can you setting the colors for each lane?
For each origin point.
Okay.
Okay. And then if you want to have a better idea of what shipments are coming from where and going to where, what you can do is you can take your you can do is that what you were wanting, or were you wanting each route? Probably each route, right?
Change the colors. It was for the lines.
Oh, wow.
So now each shipment ID has a different color.
So as you go through, figure out data, as you figure out where you want shipments to go to and from, things like that. You're gonna keep going through here, learning more about it. You can always ask me for questions. Ask Adriana for questions, not Adriana, but Adriana. And then also a cool thing that comes with your Tableau student license for a year is there's the learning for it also, whatever they like, e-learning or whatever they call it. So you can go into that and you should be able to, for free, watch videos, learn how to do it, find someone who knows how to do it, kind of stuff. Okay, was there a question?
Is there a way to like, if I want to only look at Atlanta's routes, I can do that, right?
Are you wanting origin or destination?
Let's say origin from Atlanta.
So then what you would do is you would come over here to filter,
Okay, sweet.
you'd put origin, and then except sometimes once you start doing filters with a lot of lines of data, it takes time. And then from there you can do city that you want.
Yes.
That's not showing the
Slow.
roads. Yeah.
Ram.
We're on path. That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so like right here, you see all the paths dealing with Atlanta.
Any other question? I'm sure there'll be more questions on the nitty gritty of how to use Tableau as you go. Anyone have any overall questions off of that? Okay, awesome. Thank you.